Just pick it up. What's the issue with that? What's wrong with my barrel? What's wrong with my HEMA thing?
Nothing is wrong with your barrel. I've just never seen someone bring a barrel as a
What?
storage device.
Do you not have a barrel?
Not
Everyone
yet.
needs a good barrel.
Barrels have been used for centuries.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes.
I don't see what the issue is.
I'm more surprised than appalled.
I'd like to thank my students for helping me make this possible. Thank you, Liz. What's up here, maybe? Again, thank you guys for being here. Also, within our club, we have a little tradition. We give out our patches at your 1 month mark. And since I forgot to do this last week, Carmen,
Yo!
all right, and that's pretty much it, guys. Food should be ready, and I look forward to today. Thank you guys for being here.
This past week, I went to the Union Historical Fencing Spar-B-Que. It was held in Joplin and hosted by the club. If you've never actually been to a Spar-B-Que, what it is a bunch of fencing and HEMA people from the local area, different clubs and such, all getting together and having food, fun, and fights. And overall, it's almost always a great time. From what I've heard, they're not going to be holding one till next year, but if you do, I highly recommend heading out to it, and maybe check out some of the other Spar-B-Ques around the area. One of the main things I love about going to these kind of Spar-B-Ques or these kind of events, more different than a tournament, is just how fun it is, how the community. It's not really that intense. It's pretty laid back. You just go, have fun, meet new people, and for me, it was honestly one of the best times I ever had. And once we got there, we kind of just packed all of our stuff up and carried it up a very large hill. Even though I arrived like 20 minutes early, there's already a huge amount of people there, either cooking food, fighting, just having some fun. And it was a great way to get started into sort of the event. After introducing myself to a few new people I hadn't met before, we kind of just started getting warmed up. I had brought all my phone weapons and all the toys I have, and we just started light, using the foam and lock weapons just to, not with anything stakes, just sort of getting in the groove of fighting. It was a lot of fun, because a few of them hadn't really used this style of weapon before. Eventually the event kind of went into full swing, more people got up there, and it was a great time. I met quite a few people I met at a tournament, some old friends I knew from a while back. Kind of just talked and ate food, and that was the majority of the event. One of my buddies named Mark, who I have listed down below, he recently became like a professional training partner, which is very cool to have sword fighting as your job. But I've known him for a while, and so we just kind of started fighting for a second. We did a couple matches, recorded a bunch of stuff, and it's honestly kind of fun seeing how we've both improved over the years since we first started. It was around this time, however, tragedy struck. Apparently the park was not actually reserved. I don't know the whole story, but they were told they didn't need to reserve it. However, miscommunication happened, and I believe the group that owned the park started hosting an event. And so eventually we basically got kicked out of there, and we moved about half a mile away to a different park, which in my opinion was the right choice. Essentially we just moved to a different park. It was a smaller pavilion, and it actually wasn't even the pavilion they wanted us. People messed up and went to the wrong pavilion. But there was a lovely little creek little section and a bridge. That's going to come up later. It wasn't too much of an effort. Everyone kind of just worked together. Even people who was just there to have fun helped set up all the equipment that the union had brought. It was honestly kind of cool seeing how people just jumped up and started helping people out. Other people's gear getting into the cars, helping transport the grills and all the food. It was pretty cool. The new pavilion didn't really have any room to fight. It really just became a storage area for gear. As soon as all the equipment and the food was set up, people just immediately went back to fighting. I was having so much fun fighting, talking to people, I didn't actually eat any of the food besides some hash browns. Apparently there's some really good mac and cheese that I'm very sad I missed out on. If you've never really been in this sort of kind of event or situation, how it basically works is, hey, you want to fight? Yeah, I want to fight. Let's go. And that's basically what happens. A lot of people bring so many different kinds of weapons. This sort of style event really breeds a lot of interesting combat, a lot of interesting differences than what you're normally used to either in a tournament or practice. Most of the time, practice is pretty linear. On flat ground, it's mostly even, same weapons. But in this sort of event, there was a lot of mixed weapon fighting. Longsword versus sword and buckler, katana versus rapier. And there was a lot of just interesting sort of intersection between different weapon systems. In addition to the weapons, the environment was also far more messy than would be in a gym. The first one was, of course, the grassy hill. You're on different angles, got the sun coming in your eyes, so you have to maneuver your opponent into the sun. You can slip on the grass, making you lose your footing and maybe go out of tempo. There's also a few rocks, like some people would jump on top of the rocks and fight from a higher position, or use the rock as a barrier. I think my favorite thing, though, and why I think moving to this new spot was amazing, was the bridge. There was a little bridge going over a little artificial creek, and it was pretty nice, it was pretty beautiful. But a few guys had the bright idea to start doing Defend the Bridge. It was a hugely linear combat. You couldn't even move your weapon because you'd hit the wood. And so what worked out is one-hand weapons doing a duel in this linear space. And then it just kept evolving. Like, it'd be like 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, and then start being like team groups of working as a team trying to get past the bridge. Quite a few people started jumping on the railings and doing some Zorro crap, which I gotta say has always been my dream, to fight in a tree on a tightrope. All in all, there was just so much crap going on. Like, the entire thing was a sandbox. You weren't railroaded into any sort of weapon style or system. You would just kind of like do whatever and see what works. And some weapons worked in different situations and some didn't. The bridge, rapiers were pretty good because it was linear. I could not use any of my bigger weapons, and even when I tried using greatsword with some of the sticks in the back, I didn't have room to move. Move outside the bridge into the big grassy field when I'm doing like a 1v4, greatsword worked great going around while everyone else was trying to defend. And it was really just seeming like the different situations, like there was just so much different things going on. It was a fantastic time. And honestly, seeing the smiles, the people talking, being jolly, and just meeting new people was a fantastic time. I fought a whole bunch of people at the event. Some people I went to for a while, some people I've never met before, and it's always hilarious in HEMA just to go up to some person you've never met before and be like, hey, want to try stabbing each other for 20 minutes? And usually the answer is like, totally. My entire highlight for the event, and probably always brought this up, is I was about to leave. I was like 10 minutes to leave. It was like, the event was closing, everyone was leaving, and I went up, grabbed one of my daggers, walked up, and was just joining a conversation. One of the group was holding a little Rondale dagger about this wide, and I just held my dagger to show, oh, I have a dagger too. And he's like, oh, I have a dagger. You want to try stabbing each other? Yeah! And so what happened was, eventually this guy I've never met before, I threw my dagger to the side, and we just immediately started wrestling. And the goal was to get to 5 stabs on your opponent. And like I said, this guy I've never met before, we just started wrestling, pinned him to the ground, started using every sort of thing to rush to get him, holding the dagger by both ends, trying to jab into this dude. And like, as we were going, like, oh hey, my name's so-and-so, oh hey, my name's so-and-so, where you from? Oh, I'm from here, oh, I'm from here too. Oh shoot, hey, this is a nice dagger. Yeah man, I got this for like 20 bucks. I've been looking for one, is it good? I think so, as I'm jabbing it into his knee. And it's just a funny situation that you just can't get anywhere else. I met so many awesome people. I saw quite a few buddies. I saw Mark, I saw Mads, I saw Lee, a few buddies I've known for a while. I met some new people. I met Greg, who's a fantastic fencer. I actually got injured at one point, being hit by a katana that broke through my glove, and a dude named Titus just came, fixed me up. Pretty cool dude. The guy I was stabbing on the ground with his own Rondale dagger was named Keegan. And it's so fun just to have these environments to talk to people you've never met before and just be part of that kind of community. All in all, this kind of was an overview on like what a Spar-B-Que is and why you should go for it. And like I said, I always recommend going to these sort of events where it's not as clean as a tournament or practice. It's not a nice air-conditioned gym. It's just you going out and finding what's practical, meeting with people, and just having fun. Fun, food, fights. That's the entire tagline, and I recommend it.
Have you seen all of my...
He brought a barrel.
What? Do you not have a barrel?
I do have a barrel, I just don't use it for FEMA storage.
It's the best. What? What are you talking about? It's the best.
You take it on, put it on your head.
Ah.
Genius. Everyone will be doing it in a couple months.
Thank you.